we got another one on the horizon and more Sky Striker support. All right. Welcome back to another episode, everybody. I am joined by the Earl of War Rocks, the Shadowhaunt Joker. How you doing, my friend?
Well, I'm wearing Doctor Strange because it's strange to be up this early.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, normally, we are officially 3 hours apart, myself and the other three members of the podcast. And just total almost coast to coast, not quite, but close enough, obviously 3 hours. And so normally we record in the evenings or late evening for those guys, and scheduling conflicts, whatnot. The option is open for them to record amongst themselves, which is cool. Sometimes it doesn't work out. So right now we're up pretty early. At least I know you are, and I am, even though there's a 3 hour difference. I think it's all subjective, right?
Yeah.
We're making it work. I have my coffee set up, and so I'll be sipping on that periodically throughout the episode. But man, we've got Dr. Pepper, whatever works for you. So we've got a lot going for you, a lot to talk about. But I talked about it last week, and I love seeing this. We gained 2 more countries on our analytics list. So, of course, I'm going to go through the list, and I want to give a big thank you to everybody who's listening. The United States still is our biggest market, but check this out. United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, Germany, Sweden, New Zealand, Mexico, Netherlands, Italy, India, Jamaica, Ireland, Finland, Indonesia, Philippines, Denmark, Hungary, Singapore, Croatia, Estonia, Portugal, Myanmar, and South Africa. We've gained 2 more countries, 2 more listeners, but that's amazing to me. Like one person, whether it be one person or a few people in all those countries, has either accidentally stumbled upon us or actively searched out a Yugioh podcast and listens to us. That's amazing. Thank you all.
Much appreciated.
Yes. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. I get so excited when I see that, like other countries listening to us. I'm like, wow, man, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal, but it is for us, because almost a year ago we started this podcast, and it still is just a hobby to us. We're having a good time. We don't have any major goals or aspirations, but if it gets there, hey, we're not going to be sad about that. Jumping right into things, let's do some shout outs. Of course, I got to shout out Fusion Yugioh, and I want to talk a little bit after we're done with shout outs. I want to touch more on Mr. Fusion and his amazing editor, Harv Scrapman. Also, Dulian, welcome back, my friend. I know you've had some struggles and things going on, so always good to see you back doing your thing. And of course, Skeeter the Comic King, Wrestling Mark, Over the Rail Podcast. I got my vintage Savannah Summers right here. So shout out to Savannah Summers, one of the best Australian wrestlers. Joker, shout outs for you.
I'd like to shout out Bumblebee, of course. Then gonna kick right into Fusion Yugioh. We also got Lestat, Jinxie, and Rain. Thank you all. And of course, Flipside Gaming. Sorry I left so early, but thank you for holding my prize packs.
Hey, Flipside Gaming, how about a sponsor for my man here?
Maybe one day.
We'll get there. Out of Flipside Gaming, I don't know if you guys know, but we are very creative. Check out some of our skits. We're happy to do an ad for you. Again, we don't need much in terms of sponsorship, but a little partnership there wouldn't hurt, right? Come on. Show them some of our skits. Actually, I think it's time we did another skit. It's been too long. I think the last one was probably almost like about a year ago, maybe even longer. So I think it's time for another one. I still have footage from one that I multiple people sent in that I had an idea. I'm not going to say what it is because I still want to finish that project. So I know you sent, that was like the first clip that you'd sent, that Unfound Prodigy had sent in.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a good one if I ever finish it. I will. I'm going to commit to that. How about that? And again, shout out to Unfound Prodigy, that dude Colby. Them guys are doing their thing right now. We would love to have them join us, but we'll get there. We'll get there. All right. Fusion Yugioh, man, on Twitter, I follow them. I don't always interact, and I apologize, guys, but they have been working really, really hard. I mean, hours and hours and hours editing and planning this video, and it is a Despia deck profile. Now, the deck itself is arguably the best deck in the format. If you look at it, the way it's built and everything that goes into it, it's pretty tough to beat. Like, I haven't played against it, but I don't want to play against it. I mean, you just pretty much, it's solid. I mean, if you know the current meta and the cards that are, that are dominating, this deck is awesome. The one thing I want to talk about is of course, the beginning and end. Fusion does a nice little skit, I guess, role play, if you will, or maybe that's just him. And then you have the editing, which to me is phenomenal. So every time, I mean, the deck profile is pretty standard with Fusion talking about the cards in the deck, but everyone has a little graphic that appears of the actual card, and then you have the text on the bottom, which allows you to read it while he's talking about the card and everything. So I think it was really well done, and I hope that by me shouting them out and telling you to go check out Fusion Yugioh, subscribe to the page, follow him on Twitter, but also follow his partner, I've Scrapman, and take a look at that deck profile and just give him some love. So, and while we're on the subject of deck profiles, we're going to be posting one on the channel here, Team Fuerte Gaming, which I'm seriously going to consider changing the name very soon. But our friend right here, Shadowhaunt Joker, has some nice Digimon epicness that will be debuting very soon on the channel, as soon as I can get my editing done. So look for that in the next, hopefully, few days. And it's going to be nice. So all the Digimon followers and players, look forward to that. He's going to be revealing his secrets. Joker, anything on that?
Trust me, as much as everybody's been waiting for me to do this, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, this person did the deck, that person did the deck. But there is a reason why my deck is going to be a little bit different from the ones that are coming out. What if I told you the most expensive card in the deck you don't need? You can replace it with two of the other inexpensive cards and the deck works fine. It actually, in a way, works better than when you put the expensive card in.
So what you're telling me is that you're offering to show them a deck profile that is just as effective as all the expensive ones, but at a more reasonable budget.
Basically $40, maybe less.
Man, I think that there's some Yu-Gi-Oh staples that are way more than that. That's insane.
Here's the beauty of it. Even with the staples, you can take out the staples. You can run them at base rarity. Mm-hmm. I only have them at whatever high rarity they are because of what I pull, which is quote unquote luck-based playing. Mm-hmm. Also, the two expensive cards in the deck, take them out, put into the other ones. They're 50 cents. Deck works fine. It's like you didn't miss a step. And I show you exactly why. And you'll even look at it and be like, wait, so big, bad, expensive card is not needed? If you have it, you can use it, but it's not really needed? Yes. And it works.
I like that. I like that. And transitioning over to Joker's segment, I like to give you your own segment to talk about Digimon. I have a couple of questions. I keep hearing a couple things from you. One of them is luck-based deck. Tell us more about that, because obviously we have myself, who's very ignorant right now on Digimon, but we also have, I'm sure we have a few listeners who are Yu-Gi-Oh enthusiasts who maybe have not taken that step into Digimon just yet.
All right. So luck-based is a style that I came up with because I would constantly just buy boxes, but I wouldn't know what to build. And I would see how certain people would run decks and be like, all right, but these things are kind of expensive here. Are there alternatives? And people will say, well, the alternatives, you'd have to go and either buy these cards or you have to pull it out of a box and you have to be extremely lucky to get. And I'm sitting here like, you mean these? So I got these. All right, so I'll make a deck with it. And despite the fact that the deck runs solid, I mean, how many times have I won locals? How many times have I topped? And people will sit there and be like, well, you can't. Yeah, exactly. You can't run those that way. Why not? Because you have to spend this much. I luck pull my cards. Every card you see in the deck, I pull. And I'm showing you, all right, work it this way. If you don't have the money to buy these things, here's another way. It's cheaper. Mm-hmm. Most people think when I say luck-based dueling that the deck is focused on luck. No, it's me taking the time and effort out of the things I pulled, even at base rarity or its lowest, like cheapest form, and showing you how to run it. Anybody who's just starting the game can run it the way that I run it. Now, will it make you win a regionals or something? Maybe, maybe not. But will it get you up there in locals, like top 4, actually win a locals? Yes, it actually works. And people that have seen it are like, I kind of want to know what kind of deck that is. I want a profile of that. And I'll just go, okay. But all in all, it is not me sitting here trying to gloat over people with, I got these expensive cards. It's more of a, this is what I pulled. This is what I run. I'm not going to go out there and buy like the $50 cards, $60 cards. If I didn't pull it, I don't run it.
Yeah.
And I'm showing people, maybe you don't need all these expensive cards to run the deck. Now, the deck in question that I'm using now, the 2 cards in question, one is like 50, another one is 30. But I actually proved if I took those 2 cards out, put these 2 50-cent cards in, it doesn't skip a beat.
Interesting. And thank you for explaining that, because I've been confused about that too, luck-based style. But I like that. I like that a lot. And you brought up 2 more points during that explanation that triggered some questions in my head. First one, the rarities. I know that Yu-Gi-Oh, with all due respect, you know, they'll launch a card and it's whatever max rarity, ultra rare, secret rare, whatever it is. And it'll be that way. They'll have it. It's the only one available, the only print available for the very, very long time, maybe a year, sometimes less, before they come out with a reprint. And if it's a staple, if it's a meta staple, of course, the reprint's not going to devalue the card very much. They're going to stay pretty expensive. And look at Skill Drain right now. That's a different case. But that being said, in Digimon, I've noticed, I've watched some of your, I watch all of your box openings, usually on Instagram. I noticed that there's some cards that you pull that have the same name, just different rarities. And we're talking, it's not that far apart from these prints. Is that the case in Digimon? Am I just seeing things? Do they print multiple rarities within the same set sometimes?
They can. There's the regular rare that it is, and then there's like the alternate art. The alternate arts are more expensive than the regular. Mm-hmm. But then there's some formats where it's like, okay, let's say BT1 of, I'll say Agumon. Mm-hmm. It's $2. It has a nice little effect. But then there might be like a BT4 Agumon that does something different. Oh. And it'll be less. Like different sets can have different versions of Agumon, and you don't have to necessarily run the most expensive one. It helps, but you can work on a deck that has like different forms of Agumon that are cheaper than that and go from there. Now, Fusion Yugioh brought up the whole thing about the power creep. Mm-hmm. The reason why the power creep is so like heavy right now is because we were behind Japan in multiple sets. We're trying to catch up.
Okay.
We're doing it really fast. It would be like taking the first 8 sets of Yu-Gi-Oh! And cramming them in as soon as Ancient Sanctuary came out. Just all of them at once, just to try to catch up.
Okay.
So for now, it's a little bit like heavy, but it's slowly going down, like BT7, BT8. We're getting there. We're just trying to hurry up and get ready for like the tournaments in the summer. I mean, right now we got a box that's coming out May 6th for BT8. It's going to be like stacked with cards to help out other decks. And we're getting structure decks to help out like Macemon and a couple of others that everybody's been talking about.
Yeah.
All these cards are getting reprinted. Some of them from old, some of them that are just coming out. And the way I see it, yeah, that's a little bit of a power creep. And it may hurt the longevity of the game, but for right now, they're doing trial and error. We don't want another double diamond issue. I have to say, Double Diamond is like how everybody took chasing after a Starlight or a Ghost. Because the one card that was in that whole thing that everybody wanted was like $600.
Yeah.
Now, not that many people want to run into Double Diamond. They're going back to, okay, I just want to play at base form and actually focus on the game and not just the chase. So Bandai's actually learning.
I got to give Bandai a lot of credit, and thank you for that. Bandai seems like they're doing all the right things to help the game. You know, they're looking at other games and saying, okay, where can we do better? Where can we draw more players in? I mean, I remember when Digimon launched and everybody was kind of like, it's not going to last, blah, blah, blah. It didn't last before. But man, their tournament packs, whatever it is, the little I don't even know what to call them. The promo event, promo packs, whatever it is, event packs. You get a lot of bang for your buck. Is that still the case? Are they still doing those?
Actually, yes. The dash packs, when you do like certain boxes, tournament packs. Like I pulled in my tournament pack a $6 card that was of a card that I got that's like $1. So I'm sitting here like, that's a nice upgrade.
Yeah.
Some people may get tournament prize cards that are $1, $2. Some may get it 15, 20, which then they could trade in that card, get some of the other ones that they need, like finally complete that set that they need. You don't need to keep your high dollar cards to actually be better. You can actually use their lower base cards. Now, I'm not going to lie, flaunting the higher cards is okay.
Always fun.
But I'd rather have my cards fully completed, not trying to chase, but just right there ready to go.
Yeah. That's awesome. And I'm liking it. And I know that even what the decks, the actual structure decks that they sell, they include packs, like just random packs in there, or not random, but actual packs, right? Are they still doing that?
Well, the old 6 starter decks, they have a pack.
Okay.
The newer ones, they don't, because these things are built to actually play 1, 2, 3, go. They are ready to go.
Imagine that.
We actually had a guy play with a starter deck and took 5th place. Out of 10 people, 5th place. I'm like, wow. Keep in mind, I faced that guy. Beat me. I gave him props. I'm like, man, all you need to do is put a couple of these cards in the deck, and you could definitely top higher than that. He did. Went to another tournament, took 2nd place.
Took your advice. Hey, and that's impressive that somebody can just buy an actual deck and compete right away. Whereas we know with Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm not knocking Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm not knocking Konami, because it's always been like that. Whether it be starter deck, structure deck, really, to my knowledge, there's only been one, but you still had to buy 3 of it. The Salomon Great structure deck. There were some good ones throughout the years, depending on the format. And that's the thing, is you do have to buy 3 of them most of the time to either get the staple cards out of it or put something decent together. So I like what I'm hearing out of Digimon, and so I'm excited. Now, speaking of excited, man, I saw you pull, or at least you sent us pictures of your most recent pulls, And
Yeah.
I tell you, he's gonna go get him. He's excited too. But man, I'm a collector. I don't really do a whole lot of playing other than on Master Duel right now. So whatever I have is pretty much collection. And as a collector, I saw this card. Was it Lilithmon? I think it was.
Yes.
And I mean, the collector in me just wanted to buy it. Now, if you know anything about my setup, which nobody really does, I have way too much bulk. I have way too much cards that I need to get rid of. But there you go. Joker's going to go ahead. I mean, if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to be able to see these. And I mean, it's just phenomenal. Phenomenal looking card. I don't know what the heck it does or how good it is, but I just wanted to buy it. So I still
it's
made
one of those top tier cards that the format is using called Lilith Loop. Mm-hmm. Basically, you're dumping stuff into the grave, you're getting it back from the grave, and you're just taking out your opponent as you go. It's one of the fastest, most lethal decks around.
Ooh, well, maybe I will buy that from you then. Give me a week.
Right now, that Lilithmon, the golden one, is basically like $50.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are like 25, maybe 28. Mm-hmm. And you saw I pulled 3 of those.
Yes. So for those of you who are able to get on Instagram or even YouTube, you go to his channel or follow him on Instagram, Silver-Eyed Poet, Shadowhaunt Joker on YouTube, and check out some of these box openings. I mean, I would if you're a fan of box and pack openings, check them all out. Put on notifications for Silver-Eyed Poet and Shadowhaunt Joker, and we have a lot of fun. Me and Unfound Prodigy tend to watch them when he does the live streams, and we have a lot of fun, make a lot of jokes, comments. Nothing offensive, just having fun. But in the meantime, I mean, while you're watching him, he's always pulling something amazing. So yeah, that luck based, whatever it is, the kunai and the clovers. Hey, they're legit. On the subject of Digimon still, you mentioned regionals and locals. Now, I know that Yugioh had their, and I don't even know if I haven't followed the regional scene too much. I know they're kind of on, but they're not really. What about Digimon? I know that a while back you attended a remote tournament. That's been a while already. But are there frequent regional events going on right now, or is it in the works?
That I haven't been catching up on because I've been trying to keep on with my locals. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a bunch of people trying to go to regionals. I'm still waiting on them to get back to me on that one.
Yeah, okay.
But there's supposed to be like a DigiFest coming out. Mm-hmm. I think there's one next month, actually. I won't be attending because, well, I got to go visit some family and friends.
Yeah.
But from what I'm gathering, everybody's going to wait a little bit, talk about it more as it goes on, especially once BT8 comes out. It's like, as soon as that comes, you're going to be seeing tournaments. You're going to be seeing a lot of the whole getting the regionals get together and everything. Now, for anyone that actually does play and they know if the regionals have already started, let me know in the comment section because I want to know if there's any in my area so I can start. But mostly I've seen a lot of people holding remote duels. Now, here's another thing that Fusion Yugioh brought up. Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things he was talking about was the investment and the steep power creep. Mm-hmm. Now, I've already covered the whole power creep portion. Investment wise, there's still a lot of cards that are expensive. And some people will say, if you don't have these cards, you can't play. Okay. Yeah, but some of the cards you might just want to get rid of, build the other decks that are more cost effective. Mm-hmm. Now, on the subject of, let's see, regional wise, the only thing that we have an issue with regionals and remote duels, sometimes the prize packs are not exactly worth it, or sometimes people don't get them on time. Okay. Like there was a tournament recently where people had all these people that top, and it took them months to get their prizes. Some people didn't get prizes at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I think it's an issue of handling. So I think we need to do a little bit more like cleaning that up before we focus on doing these big tournaments first.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to just make everybody participate, spend $100 and then nothing. You got to give the people what they came for.
Yeah, you don't want to upset your player base like that because, I mean, as we know, I mean, it doesn't even take that much sometimes to make them upset and get them to quit doing whatever they're doing with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yes, indeed. I think that the best time to start doing the regionals and remote regionals will probably be after the next ban list when Icemon scatter mode is down to 1. That way, everybody's already played with the deck. They can make the adjustments. So I say a week after BT8 comes out, we should start. That way everybody gets used to the format.
Okay. Nice. Well, there you go. And yeah, so any of you guys that are in the loop, keep Joker in the loop because he's looking forward to going and whooping you with his luck-based strategy. I got to stir the pot a little bit, man, you know? I mean, it's what we do sometimes. Well, thank you. And you know what? I have a challenge for the listeners and the viewers. Give us some ideas for this segment, the Digimon Joker segment. So use Digimon, use Shadowhaunt Joker, whatever you want, and give us some name ideas because I would love to have an actual name for that segment because you do such a great job of explaining it and giving us all the info. And for someone like myself who's uninformed, you help me get a little bit more informed on it. So I'm sure others will likely appreciate that as well. But yeah, let's have some fun and let the nothing offensive. If you do something offensive, I'm just gonna laugh a little bit probably and then delete you.
Digi do's and don'ts.
Yeah, something. We'll see, and then maybe we'll have what we'll do is let's do this. If you're listening and viewing, give us some ideas. Throw some ideas out there for a name. Joker's going to decide eventually on one that he likes, and I will sponsor a giveaway. How about that? To the winner. There you go. All right. So thank you again, Joker, and thank you, everybody. Moving on to our next subject. The Speed Duel GX box. Man, so I scroll through Twitter from time to time and I see people and they say, what WTF is Speed Duel? Now, I have a hard time believing that's legit. If you follow the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, if you're a hardcore Yu-Gi-Oh player, even if you're the most meta player and all you think about is meta, you've heard of speed dueling. Don't give me that crap. And based on the way people are buying these Speed Duel GX boxes, I'd say that's also BS. People know about speed dueling. I mean, this is actually really cool, the GX box. Very nostalgic. You get a lot of amazing decks. And if you can get them, I mean, from what I'm seeing, everything's still being bought out, sold out like crazy. I kind of gave up on the whole buying physical cards and boxes. And this one I was going to purchase, and I still may, because my daughter and I still do some speed dueling from time to time. This looks like a lot of fun. If I can get one, I'm going to try and get one at normal price. If I can't get one at normal price, I won't. But man, it baffles my mind that this is still going on. People are still just buying all this crap out. Investments. Guys, you want to talk investments? I can teach you how to invest your money a hell of a lot better, get a lot more return over a longer period of time than buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Joker, have you seen any of the decks that are due to come out with this GX box?
I haven't seen anything about speed duels since last year when there was this massive call to buy out the boxes, and I'm like, yeah. Like, I couldn't find a box anywhere that was under $200.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And the thing was, the box didn't even come out yet. I was sitting here like,
yeah,
what?
I remember, I think it was two years ago. My daughter there was another box that had come out. The Speed Duel had multiple decks. And I found one. I remember Showtime Cards, the local shop here, they were advertising for it on, hey, we just got these in. So I remember texting George, "Is like, hey George, can you send me one?" He's like, "Actually, I only have one, so no problem." Like, what happened? He's like, "They just came in and bought them all out." And he goes, "And the only reason I have this one is because he forget somehow he missed it. It stayed in the box, the shipping box. So I got lucky." And then I even went to a few of the other stores that I don't really care for just to see if they had them. Nothing, because I wanted to get them for gifts for my couple nieces and nephews that like to play. Nothing. They were all gone. So I anticipate that's going to be the case here. I may go check out Georgia's store and see if they have them. Big Three Deals, another amazing store in Arizona. Go check them out. Follow them on Instagram. They do some amazing tournaments and have a lot of great. I mean, the single selection is huge, and of course, their sealed product. I mean, they have almost everything. I'm not talking. I'm just new. I'm talking old, and of course, the pricing will be legit with will coincide with the availability of the product. So it's not necessarily going to be cheap. But they do carry all of that stuff. I'm talking like the zombie structure decks and even beyond that. Pretty cool. So I'm going to try and get it. It still amazes me that this whole scalping stuff is still going on, and that's one of the reasons I said, I'm not going to bother with buying physical cards. That and the fact that I have way too much bulk, as I mentioned earlier. But Joe, I mean, are you a fan of the GX era, those cards?
Actually, yes. A lot of the decks that I used to run came out in GX.
Mm-hmm.
Using like Victory Viper BES, 6 AMs came out in GX. And I will say this. Back when I was a big Fusion buff, I like running evil heroes. Mm. So, yeah. And in one of my main decks now is Neos. So, to this day, I am still a big-time Neos fan.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot of good cards in there that from the nostalgia, the nostalgia in me, whatever you want to call it. I see those on like even decks that I didn't even play back then. I still would like to have those cards. I have a lot of them original prints. I'm looking through like I have all that. I have a huge old collection of retro Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Is that even a thing? Yeah, I mean, it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool, especially if you actually play speed dueling. If you're a speed duelist and you enjoy that version or whatever you want to call it, it's a lot of fun. Now, again, for those of you who don't play speed dueling or pretend like you don't know what it is, but you go out there and buy all these boxes and hold on to them and get out of here, man. Get out of here. I'm never going to tell anybody, make your money however you want to make it. But let's save some for the people who actually play the game. Come on now. And if you want to have a debate about that, we can. I would love to have it in person, preferably, though. You can, I challenge anybody to have a in-person debate on that, not hide behind your little keyboards. Yeah. Anyhow, Speed Duel GX box might already be out. I didn't even check the release date, to be honest with you. And we also got word about the Dimension Force premiere event May 14th and 15th. So that's going to be a new release. We don't know what's in there. From what I can see, a lot of people are making wishes for what they want. I saw people wanting more Predaplants, Performapals, and even War Rocks.
They got my message.
They did. I see a lot more War Rock people like just mentioning War Rock, saying they play them. And I remember when they first released, that wasn't necessarily the case. Everybody just trashed it big time. Oh, War Rocks suck. Blah, blah, blah. They're from an era, I don't even know what the word. I'm tongue tied right now. But they basically just trashed War Rocks, and you were one of the only few that said, "Hey, I like these. I'm going to play them," and you weren't shy about it. And and now it seems like that's kind of building up more. The War Rock fan base, player base is slowly gaining confidence. Would you agree?
I can explain a little bit of it. Mm-hmm. First and foremost, it's a meme. Everybody's sitting here saying that the deck is trash. It does nothing. It can't do combos. It's just a battle deck. But yeah, it's like out of all the other gimmicks and cliches that we play in the game, This is something new and unique. It can run with Gokis. It can run with classic warriors. It can run with a lot of stuff. And the thing is, it's so versatile. You can actually use it for like X-Seed summoning. Mm-hmm. Some people will say, well, no, you can't because all the effects happen when... Yeah. Stop for a second. Stop for a second. Don't we have, with two little monsters, they can special summon each other, right? Right. Can't we constantly swarm the field? Right? Right. What deck that is battle-based can also help with them? I'm not just talking battling boxers. Utopia can actually be ran with them. It's possible. I kind of snuck a couple in when I was doing my Utopia deck.
Nice.
It actually does work. Gokis, them, battling boxers, pick your poison. Also, if you put a little level 3 tuner in there, you can drop out Driven Daredevil.
So you're telling me that was a little bit of outside the box thinking, getting creative, something that may not necessarily be very popular amongst duelists, getting creative, outside the box thinking. You can actually use other stuff with them, with War Rocks, just, I mean, for fun, right? I mean, yeah. And maybe even do, occasionally get a nice victory.
Yeah. Lestat, Yugioh, everybody, check him out. If you want proof, there you go. There's going to be other people that are running War Rocks, and they're literally sticking it to other people who are sitting here going, okay, but this isn't like, can you afford these other decks? Not really. Why not take a deck that's a blank canvas, build it up, and make it better? Heck, you want to know one of the best hand traps to use with that deck is?
What's that?
I use Ghost Bell. First of all, it's Earth. Yeah. I use Ghost Bell in that deck. So while I'm doing my battling, if you're thinking you're going to get some sort of graveyard effect, no, you're not.
And again, outside the box thinking. How dare you use a hand trap that isn't popular right now?
Easy. I pulled it. It's luck based. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, sometimes the player base just cracks me up, man. If one of the bigger YouTubers or influencers isn't using it, then it's not cool. And everybody jumps on that bandwagon. But there are a few, the brave, who are willing to go outside the box and get creative and use other cards. Oh, crazy concept, right?
Hashtag War Rocks for life.
Hey, I'm still a Mystic Miner. What can I say?
Surprisingly, people are hoping that they get some more support. And I'm just like, how much more support you want to get? Kobe's going to kill us all.
Yeah, good old Kobe. I mean, that guy's a master when it comes to building decks. So it's, yeah. And then, of course, we have our great friend, Unfound Prodigy with the evil twins. I really like how we all have our own little, individual deck that we run. I mean, I think that's cool. I mean, and most people do that anyway. But like me, I personally don't care. Like when it comes to Master Duel, right now I'm running Rika. I have Rika and Arrow Mage, and I'm happy with that. I have a few other decks in the works, but I'm just waiting to accumulate more gems so I can craft those expensive ultra rare cards. And it's a process, and I like that. And we'll talk about Master Duel more in a bit. But back to the subject of this week. I hope we get more support for these. I hope that Dimension Force will bring more support for War Rocks. I hope everybody gets what they want. It's not always the best support, but any kind is good. Am I wrong?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we're sitting here wanting more support for like Dark Magician and Red Eyes and Blue Eyes and seriously. Give me more Exodia support. How about that?
Speaking of the V-Jump promo, It's spelled Aileron. Aileron. I'm gonna. If I said it wrong, then whatever.
Aileron.
There you go. See, Aileron, whatever you guys want to call it. Sky Striker support.
Somewhere Konami is going, waifu tax.
Yeah. Being that it's a promo card and it's for Sky Striker, we're gonna get taxed pretty hard with that. But I mean, Sky Striker is one of those decks that's just legendary at this point. I mean, I can't really see it going too far without, it was the top format for a while, top in the format for a long time. And then they nerfed it quite a bit with the ban list and limited certain things. And now you're still seeing it. I like that. I think it's cool as long as it's fairly balanced and not overpowered as everybody likes to complain about. What are your thoughts on Sky Striker?
I think when it comes to like all this other stuff, like Dark Magician and Blue Eyes getting all their support, Sky Striker has somewhat of a balance because it's still fairly new in a way, but it's still getting support. I'm okay with it. But there's one deck in particular that if it got more support now, I bet you everybody and their mom's going to jump out of their basements and run that deck. Gravekeepers.
Ooh,
Give them a link. Give them 2 link monsters. I bet you they will run it. I mean, look at what happened when 6 Sams had a link. Didn't people start running more 6 Sams?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, give Gravekeepers at least 2 link monsters. You'll see it. Everybody gonna run them.
That would be fun because, as we know, Gravekeepers have their own little following. People, whether you're nostalgic or whatever you like, Gravekeeper, there's just something about it. Necro Valley and some of the other effects. And I've seen on Master Duel a few people build some Gravekeeper decks, and they're fairly slow, but they win. It's pretty consistent. It's not always easy. They still have to be on top of their game, and the way they do it to shut down the graveyard and everything, it's pretty cool to see. I mean, that's one of the things I love about Master Duel is just the amount of diversity you see with decks that can be effective, that can win. And of course, that's the catcher, right? When I watch YouTube videos for Master Duel, people are like, I beat Eldritch with Gravekeepers, and it's like, the standard, I guess the bar is Eldritch and Tri-Brigade and Zodiac or Zodiac Tri-Brigade, whatever it is. You have about 3 or 4 that are up there. And anytime somebody can beat them, it's always interesting to see how they do it. I'm a fan of that. I like that.
Exactly. I mean, earlier I saw this Dream Mirror deck, and I'm still to this day like, how did it give them a field spell?
Yes. And that's what I want to move on to is Master Duel. And I wanted to pick your brain on that because I love Dream Mirror. Like, I have the physical deck. I've played it. It doesn't always win because it's so reliant on the field spells. I want to build it on Master Duel. That's one of the ones in my to-do list. But tell me about that duel. What are some of the things you saw? Who are they playing against, by the way?
Surprisingly, they were playing against, I guess it was a Blue Eyes deck. And I'm like, all right, cool. The Blue Eyes deck's about to do this, about to do that. Next thing I know, I see this Dream Mirror card activate. And I'm like, oh, what does this trap do? Next thing I know, I see a field spell on one side and then a field spell on the other side. And I'm going, wait, you just gave them a field spell? And as I'm watching the duel, I'm trying to figure out what is going on.
Yeah.
I was so confused. I had to immediately message you and Colby like, what is Dream Mirrors?
Yeah. So the trap in question, I think, and I may butcher it, but it's Hypnagogia. Dream Mirror Hypnagogia. And so what that trap allows you to do is, let me mute this right quick right here. All my phones are blowing up. So it allows you to search your deck for a field spell, 2 of them, and place one on your side and one on your opponent's side. The beauty of that is, so the Dream Mirror is, as you know, you have the light and the dark, and they vary, you know, whether it's beast or fiend or whatever it is. But the actual attribute is light and dark, which sometimes chaos can work in those decks, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And so, depending on the field spell you have, now you can still win with Dream Mirror with one field spell on your side of the field. But man, if you have both of them, I mean, you can set yourself up nicely, because then you can actually do special summons on your opponent's turn, which trigger the effects of these different monsters and allow you to control the field. In addition to if you have hand traps or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So you can really take control, and especially in a best of one master duel. I mean, you can. I've done some heavy damage. Like, honestly, man, I know I mentioned it before. I mean, Dream Mirror is not overpowered or whatever it is, but in the right scenario, I mean, you can definitely OTK somebody. I mean, you can just, and it's all about, because of their special summons. These effects will trigger, and you can keep activating them during the battle phase. You know, you go in there, you hit them, and then you just get another monster during battle phase, special summon them, boom. So it's really cool. I would highly recommend it if you're into casual play. Of course, Dream Mirror is not going to be meta. It's not going to beat meta decks. But if you like casuals and you like to have fun with decks, weird concept, right? Check out Dream Mirror.
Still wild.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. Again, the brick potential is real because you have 6 field spells. You have in my builds, I have, of course, 3 of the Hypnagogia, which is helpful if you can get it. I have 3 Trap Trick as well. Trap Trick to get Hypnagogia to get the field spells. So ideally, you want to go first, and hopefully you get a good hand. But
Burning Land.
Yeah, Burning Land would definitely hurt that deck.
No, hear me out. Burning Land could actually help that deck.
Mm-hmm.
Just play Burning Land after you get the field spells, you know, empty out the hand a bit, activate Jar of Avarice, put those in, draw a card. You recycle.
True.
Then you can set up your field that way.
Yeah.
Actually, that has a good burn potential. I might need to look into this.
You're right. It might, you know, and then field spells are still pretty well played in most decks.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And speaking of Master Duel, and I want to talk a little bit more about Dream Mirror in a bit. We've got a new event on the horizon. The normal and rare. Is it a festival? I don't even know.
Yes, it's a festival.
Okay. So the normal and rare festival, kind of like the XYZ festival. XYZ. Man, this is actually kind of cool. Again, it's not for everybody. But if you're like me, I have so much normal and rare points or gems accumulated, especially normal. I think this is great. I mean, everybody has been talking about, well, we need to figure out a way to, you know, get rid of these points, these normal points, because they're useless. And I was on that boat. Like, it would be cool if there was some kind of conversion where you spend 100 normal points to get 1 or 10 rare or secret, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, my ratios or whatever, don't listen to those, but it could work. But now Konami says, no. We're going to give you an event where you can earn gems, but you do have to spend these to build decks. I like this. This is cool, man. What are your thoughts on that?
First of all, I want to apologize that during the group chat, I said the NNR were normal monsters and ritual monsters. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
But when I saw that it said normal and rare cards, I'm like, oh no, I ain't got a deck I can run. Until I looked up, wait, all my dummy grenade cards, except for a few, are normal and rare. Let me look up my deck's thrash metal. As soon as I saw all the cards in thrash metal were normal and rare, except for Lava Golem, I'm like, I'm building this deck. I'm going to do a burn deck. I know a lot of people are going to do a burn deck, but I'm going to do a burn deck with a little surprise twist. I want to see if people catch on to it.
Well, it's going to be fun. I have to go in there and check out the card pool, and you know, I don't anticipate having the same success that I had in the XYZ event with my Rikas 20-1, but I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to earn some gems. I'm going to have fun playing them. And it'll be fun to see the creativity that happens, because again, we're playing people all over the world. So you get to see the creativity. I mean, just like the self-destruct decks during the XYZ event. And I know every time I say XYZ, somebody's going, "Oh, Toro, god dang it, you should have Xyz." Whatever, man. XYZ.
Hey, look on the bright side. I can't use my card. I can't use Numeron Force anymore.
Yeah. And the beauty of it too is, again, when the XYZ event was announced, the festival, everybody was planning decks that, this doesn't use any Xyz monsters. Well, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use Eldritch. Eldritch got banned. I love it. And I anticipate some people are kind of licking their chops thinking, I'm going to use this deck and this deck with this card. And these types of things are well planned out, everyone. So if you play Master Duel, you have to know by now that the developers plan these events out to make it fair as they can and as balanced as they can. So if there's a deck that uses normal and rare cards that potentially has the ability to be overpowered, they're going to limit some of these cards to 1 or 2 or ban them.
Yeah.
They want you to have fun. Crazy concept, right?
Oh,
fun. What's that? What's casual? What's fun? It's not meta. I don't want it. Lighten up, people. I'm excited.
I'm just going to say it now. Don't blow up my back row.
Yeah, right.
That is the worst thing anyone could do with most of my decks. Don't blow up the back row. You're not going to like it. You're in for a bad time.
Grenade. You know what grenades do.
Thrash metal is worse. No, thrash metal is worse. It's basically whatever damage I deal to myself, I can deal double and triple to you.
Ooh.
You don't want to destroy my cards.
All right. I want a piece of that deck. So I got to get some work then. I got to get on Master Duel and start checking out the normal and rare card pool, see what I have, and see what I can potentially craft. Basically, I can craft any normal card or is it craft? Or just generate.
Yeah, generate.
I can generate 3 of any because I have so many normal points accumulated. I think anybody who's played for a while, that's probably the case with you as well. So it's an exciting event. It's a great way to get people to hopefully explore and just have fun with the game. I mean, that was the whole point of Master Duel. And I like the fact that it does their own thing. Now, eventually they may do a 2 out of 3. They may do a GOAT format, different formats. That's the beauty of it, is it's wide open for any of that stuff to be implemented.
Tag duels.
Yeah, tag duels. Whether it be festivals, events, or whether it be a permanent fixture in the game, permanent option to play, it's going to happen, guys. It's slow. It's a slow process because why not? I mean, enjoy the game. Everybody keeps threatening, I'm going to leave the game. I'm like, okay, fine. Leave for a day, and then you're going to come back. You're going to get bored because we know that's what happens. Just like, when I see people, some of the people with larger followings on Twitter saying, "Oh, Master Duel, this event's crap. I'm not going to play it." That's okay. You don't have to. We're not going to miss you. If it's not for you, don't play it. Play the physical card game. Go on to Yugioh Pro. Play that. You have so many options, and that's okay. For those of us who want to play it, let us have fun. Let us play it. I mean, I may play it and not like it, and I'm not going to go on Twitter and voice my displeasure. I didn't like this event because this and that. Nobody cares, man.
Oh, they're going to play it. They got to make that content.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. I'm still relevant. See, I'm playing the event.
Yeah.
Please like, share, and subscribe so I can buy cards.
I built the most broken, normal, and rare deck.
All I had to do was read my cards.
Yeah. Again, I'm not knocking anybody. If you don't like Master Duel, that's okay. You don't have to. Nobody says you have to. If you like it, great.
Duel Links is hiring.
There you go. And people still play Duel Links. It's still a well played game.
Yeah.
For what it is. I mean, I used to play, and I don't anymore, but I have a couple nephews and they love it. They still play it, and I'm slowly trying to get them converted to Master Duel, the free to play game. We're we came to the conclusion last week that you don't need to buy gems to have a good deck. You can do it without buying gems. Remember that.
Exactly.
So I want to talk more about Dream Mirror, just because I love that deck. Man, in the fact that it was dueling a Blue Eyes deck, probably one of the most common decks that you run into in the silver tier. Even in gold and in bronze too, you run into it quite a bit. Some of them are better built than others because I've run into a few that just brick hard, and that's your potential. So I think it's a good matchup, Blue Eyes versus Dream Mirror, and you can almost match up the attacks. The 3,000 attack Blue Eyes and the 3,000 attack Dream Mirror monster. So it's a fun matchup. So if anybody wants to build Dream Mirror, check it out. Build it. Go. Build the. There's plenty of builds out there, and the creativity is just through the roof with duelists. Try maybe a chaos monster in there because again, light and dark. You have a lot of options with that. So get creative. I would love to see some more Dream Mirror builds. I'm a big proponent of the deck. I like it. And so I'm going to build that soon. I have to put up a few more Rika decks or duels on my channel where I narrate them and talk to them. I have a few already downloaded, so that's going to be fun. But I do want to explore into other decks and have fun as well. I know you've got quite a few duels, so definitely I'm looking forward to seeing you Dummy Grenade with those videos that you do as well. I know it's going to be a lot of fun.
If I can't use Dummy Grenade in the tournament, in the event, I'm using Thrash Metal because I want to see someone actually destroy a certain card in the back row so I can sit there and go, oh, look at Skippy.
You know what's going to happen.
It always does.
And I will volunteer as tribute. If we want to do a demonstration, we'll do a deck. And I'll just blow up the back row just so you all can see what happens. And again, these types of events are so much fun, and I think they're designed to obviously explore the entire card pool, but also show the creativity. I mean, even the XYZ event, the suicide decks. I mean, those were phenomenal. They were amazing. The fact that I'm playing a duel and my opponent can literally wipe themselves out during my turn when I'm going first, or no, they go first, set up, and just kill themselves during their turn. Sorry. And oftentimes the duel was, if they didn't finish themselves during their turn, during my turn, it was over. Like literally 1-2 turns done. Self TK.
Lord.
It's crazy. I don't know why anybody would want to run that type of deck. They wanted the duels to be over so they can get the points. It was all the same until the developers made the changes to the gem distribution. But it was still fun to see. And again, I for one wasn't mad. Like if I ran into those decks, I'm like, I was hoping I'd run into it because it would help me climb the ladder faster. And so it didn't matter. I mean, I knew I was going to run into some tough decks. I probably ran into about 5 or 6 of those out of the 20 duels, which is not bad. 4, yeah.
Keep in mind, I'm 36-6 in that last event. Only 4 of those wins came from self-destruct decks.
That's impressive. That's impressive. And that was a fun event. So I'm looking forward to this, the normal, the rare event, ritual event. I don't know what I'm going to build yet, though. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And speaking of fun, guys, have fun out there. I know there's a lot going on in the world. And if you're lucky enough to not be a part of it, we wish whatever is going on. I don't want to bring up specific topics, but whatever your situation is, it could always be worse unless it is worse. But just know that do your best to try and have fun wherever you're doing, wherever you're at. Count your blessings. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right, man. Well, that's going to wrap it up. That went by really fast, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Let's give our tags here. I'm going to go ahead and start that dude Colby TDC _YGO on Instagram. Check him out, follow him. I know he's been real busy lately, and we appreciate all you do for the channel, Colby. Looking forward to getting you back on here at some point. I know he was busy with his family this morning, so again, it's all sometimes it's a crapshoot getting us all together. but we do anticipate that. We do have our 1 year anniversary coming up in a few weeks, a month or so. That's going to be fun. Got a fun show planned for that. We're going to brainstorm and do some fun things for that. So for those of you who's been on the journey with us the entire time, thank you so much. Our friend Unfound Prodigy. Man, Prodigy's been a busy man lately. I don't know where he's been.
He's like the Where's Waldo of the group.
Right. He's hit or miss. Like last week when he was playing the John Cena Dark Spellion. So Twitter, Prodigy_Unfound, and then Unfound Prodigy on YouTube. And I want to say that's the same for, let me see, I'm looking up on, Unfound Prodigy on Instagram. Drop him a follow, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Joker, what about you?
Basically, YouTube and Twitter, Shadowhaunt Joker. Then, of course, my Instagram at Silver-Eyed Poet. And I'm actually going to plug in my TCG player in case anybody's looking for cards, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Digimon. I am Shadowhaunt Cardian. There you go. 2 words. And that's where you can find me.
Give him a follow. Give him a subscription. And spend your money. If you're going to buy cards, take a look at his shop. He's always updating it. And the prices are very fair. Now, if you want even better pricing, check him out on Instagram, because sometimes he does the little Instagram before he does the TCG player, and you get a much better, fair deal. Now, I can say, having bought cards from this generous person right here, you package them extremely safe, and you get them really fast. So, again, am I biased? A little bit, but I'm also honest and fair. I'm going to say, this guy has it down right. Professional seller. So don't get me wrong. This is legit. And you know what? We got to finish that ad for your TCG player store. I still have the audio that you sent us that one time. So I'm going to break that down, put it in, and I'm going to get some storyboarding. Speaking of storyboarding, sorry guys, I got to plug myself here a little bit. We are going to change I've decided I am going to change the name of the channel. I think we're just going to go with Undisputed Combo. Something like that, being that, Colby occasionally does some stuff on the channel, and now we're going to have a Digimon deck profile on the channel, courtesy of our friend, the Shadowhaunt Joker. So I think we're gonna go ahead and change that. It's no longer Team Fuerte Gaming, so look for that change real soon. And but I am entering a short film video contest. And so it's the requirements are not, it has to be 60 seconds or less. It could be any theme, any topic, whatever you want, but it has to be almost like a trailer style video. And so there's a lot of things that they're going to be judged on it, and you have to use some of the plugins from this company that's doing it. But I have decided to make it a Yu-Gi-Oh theme, with the help, of course, of the ideas and the brainstorming of Unfound Prodigy, that dude Colby, and Shadowhaunt Joker, of course, helped me come to that conclusion. It's going to be a lot of fun. My goal is to make it look like a live action Yu-Gi-Oh movie is on the horizon. Now, it's going to be fun. Just look for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. Exciting. All right, guys. Joker, any final thoughts?
Well, everybody's doing a poll question right now for me. They want to know which Digimon box I should open up this Tuesday. So far, it looks like 1.0 may be the next box I do.
1.0. All right. There you go. Now, where can they vote on that?
I'll be putting up another post on Instagram later today, and it'll keep going on until Tuesday when I actually do the next Digimon tournament.
There you go. A great opportunity for you all to go on Instagram. If you don't have one, create one. Go on there, follow my friend, vote on his poll, check out his content, check out the openings. Hey, everybody, we appreciate you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in or watching, and we will see you all next week.